Good morning, everybody. So today blog is going to be about Christmas and whether or not you should break tradition and tell your children that Santa's not real. But I'm not gonna say that loud because my 5-year-old is right here waiting on him to go to school. So why is it that people feel the need to tell somebody else what other people's children should believe in and should not? I ended up running across a post yesterday. One of my friends had posted basically saying that the tradition is going away. Yes.
Remember that so Fast and the Furious?
Mm-hmm.
It's green.
Hold on, y'all. Okay, good. Basically, it was saying that her kids are still writing letters to Santa Claus as well as mine. And somebody told her that why is she giving all the credit to Santa Claus when she worked hard to get the things that she got for them to have, and to give a fake person, to lie and give a fake person all the credit. Now, my question is, why do people feel the need to tell somebody else what and how they should feel as far as what they're going to tell their children? To me, I found out that Santa Claus wasn't real. I was about 12. And the only reason why I found out was because my parents left a Big a Lot sticker on one of my toys when I was younger. And I ended up seeing it, but the way I was like, Santa shops at Big a Lots too, that's cool. And my mom was like, yeah, we saw him while we were in the store. So that didn't take away anything from me. At that point in time, I knew, but it's something I still wanted to believe in, and I am 26 years old, and I'm still real big on celebrating Christmas, as I have little kids, and my little kids are going to believe in it as long as they choose to. I feel like Christmas is where the imagination for a child starts, as well as the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, Sandman, all those good things. Everybody believes in it because it's your imagination. You build up a kid's imagination that way. And you can't really say he's not real, because if you look back into history, they did have a man that used to sneak out and give children gifts, put money in shoes. His name was Saint Nicholas. Look it up. So you're really not telling your kids something that's not true, because it is true. And then for me, I feel like parents who say, oh, I went to work, I bought this, I did this, I. You're making the holiday about what you did. Like, you don't feel like you should buy your kids any gifts. If you don't feel like you need to be buying your children gifts, then you don't need to celebrate Christmas whatsoever. Because after a while, to me, if I was a kid and I kept hearing my parents, I. Well, as a kid, you didn't ask to be here. You were put here by your parents' decision. And for them to continuously talk about what they did for you to get Christmas, make a kid feel like they're a burden. Like, dang, I shouldn't even ask for nothing else for Christmas, because you're going to keep reminding me that you went to work and you did and you did, you did. Christmas is not just about gifts. It's teaching your kids the gift of giving to people, and not being there to have something to show for it. It's just the happiness to put a smile on kids' faces. And a lot of people feel that if you tell your kids about Santa Claus, then you're knocking God. But God and Santa Claus is two different things. Santa Claus is just a man who was given gifts. God gives gifts all the time. The way I see it is, as a child, he was known as Santa Claus. I knew who God was as a kid, but as I got older, Santa Claus turned into God to me. But in the comments down below, can you guys please sound off about your thoughts as far as that, when you found out Santa Claus was not real, and how you dealt with it, and whether or not you're going to tell your kids the truth. What age you think you should tell them, or should you let them find out on their own? And then at the same time, I forgot to say, I feel like when you tell your children the truth and your kids go to school, are you also telling your kids not to tell the other kids that? Because a lot of kids are going to school and they tell their friends, and they're very adamant about it because their parents are very adamant about it. And you end up having little Grinch children because they went to school and killed other kids' traditions, family traditions, the kids' hopes and beliefs. That they go to school and the teacher gets to talking about, hey, you're going to color for Christmas, and then your kid just outright, he's not real, my mom said, and then it hurts other kids' feelings. So I mean, is your depiction of a real live man that they built up into a fictional character to give kids an imagination really that big? Like, are you really buying gifts that expensive that you have to tell your kid constantly, I went to work and I did this and I did that? Well, you got kids, that's what you're supposed to do. I don't remind my kids every day that their dad is breaking his back at work to get the things that they got. Why? It's not their job. It's not. We brought them here, so why do that? I think that is so stupid. And anyway, forgive how I look. I have on my beanie and my braid out underneath it because it's cold as heck out here, and I took a shower last night and I ain't trying to get sick again, even though my throat is hurting, but whatever. So yeah, go ahead, put your points of views or whatever you feel down there. Tell me what you think. No comments as far as religion, because religion really has nothing to do with Christmas. Because if you take your kids to church, they know the truth. They talk about it in church around Christmas time. And if you celebrate other holidays such as Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, any of those, whether or not you believe in Santa Claus or not, put your input as far as how you feel about that. Don't go into your religion, just go as to what you think. And leave your comments. I'm really interested to know why people are trying to force their beliefs down other people's throats. What other people do in their household has nothing to do with what you do in yours. And whether or not you choose to feel the need to have to take credit for everything, that's kind of something that I think has more to do with you than your child. Because like I said again, children didn't ask to be here. We put them here. We made them. We created them. And we knew what it was going to take to keep them alive and keep them up and keep them to do whatever. So you knew at the time you found out you were pregnant that you had a responsibility. So go ahead and put your input on in that comment box, and I will reply back to everyone. And depending on the kind of responses I get, I might make a second video about it. But I just want to know how you guys feel about that, because it really sucks, people trying to take the imagination away from their children, and you put them in a box and basically say, no, don't believe in this, don't believe in this, don't believe in this, don't believe in this, don't believe in this. If you want to go ahead and take Santa Claus away, you might as well go ahead and tell your children you go clock in just to make somebody else's pockets fat. You do the work for someone else. You're not a business owner of your own, so tell the truth about everything. Don't tell the truth about just what you choose, just because you feel like you have to go out and spend all this stuff And somebody made a great point about most of the time when you're having a hard time, because they're going home. They dropped their kids off already. About when you have a hard time for Christmas and you can't afford certain things off the Christmas list. Who do we always blame it on? It makes everybody else feel better if you just say, oh, he didn't have time to get here this year. He said he was coming a little later. So, I don't know, man. But, like I said, y'all go ahead, put down in the comments and let me know how you feel, what you think. Because this topic is really getting crazy. And the fact that people are so sensitive to their beliefs that other people can't celebrate just because other people put Christmas lights up and menorahs and anything else that has to do with the way that they choose to celebrate their holiday. No one should have a say about what somebody puts in their yard as far as holiday wise. If you want to put your menorah up in your yard, you should be able to do so. If you want to put your Christmas tree up in your yard, you should be able to do so. If you want to put the thing that they use for Kwanzaa in your yard, you should be able to do so. It's your belief. What you have outside your house has nothing to do with how you feel and what your faith is. That's just how I feel. But go ahead, guys. Go ahead down in the description bar and let me know. Peace out.